Hi, this is Jackie Murray with Ask a Tech Teacher. I'm your guide through these 32 lessons in the Structured Learning Technology curriculum. This is fourth grade and this is lesson 15. We're going to cover one of these, holiday flyer, cover page, or a greeting, whatever works well for your students. They all kind of use the same skills. That's why they're all grouped together in one lesson. So you pick the one best suited to you. Vocabulary is pretty similar. Students have been using desktop publishing since second grade, maybe even first grade if you've been following along with this curriculum. And they're not new to it, so you're going to ask for them to transfer knowledge from prior classes to how they do these projects. You're not going to do a lot of teaching on this, just guiding, supervising. Couple that they might have a problem with, how do I back up my work? I can't find my file folder. Yeah, so those, just be aware. Any of these problems could crop up during this lesson. All of them, I think, have been covered in earlier lessons. So it's going to be a matter of reminding them that they have this knowledge and how do they do it. Okay, so you are going to assess them, you could anyway, on completed project, on following Common Core writing guidelines, properly using images, working independently, and then the rest of these are kind of standard. So you pick what suits you. It's good to know what is going on in your school, because one of the projects, the holiday flyer, the students might choose that one and then they'll want to make a holiday flyer for some school event. So have just some knowledge of events going on. You'll ask students first, but if they have no ideas, then you'll pop in with yours. You'll want to have your grading rubrics for Speak Like a Geek because that starts today. So start with that. We'll start with keyboarding. And then do Speak Like a Geek, and a lot of detail in prior lessons on that, so I won't go into it again. Remind them that homework is due the end of the month. Make sure they have no problems about that. Any evidence of learning, you might cover that. You do it once a month, so if this is your once a month, then just cover it very quickly. Remember, you're only giving them about 5 seconds per student. They need to be prepared. They need to be able to say very succinctly what technology skill they learned from you and transferred to the rest of their life. Okay, start with what is desktop publishing. Now in fourth grade, they've seen all of these: presentation, slideshow skills, word processing, spreadsheets, desktop publishing. So they've seen all these, but do they understand the difference between them? So if you're going to use word processing today, you want them to understand why they're using it. Because there will come a time when they're in middle school or high school and you aren't there to say, open up your desktop publishing program and make a flyer. You're just going to say, okay, you're in business class, you're promoting your business, make a flyer for it. And they're going to have to go, oh, maybe I should use desktop publishing. Well, why? So here's your basics. We filled in all of word processing, almost, not quite, and a few of the other basics, and then what does desktop publishing bring to this? Now in theirs, they have this with nothing filled in. It's filled in down here, but it's a little smaller, so we're hoping, and you can hope that they don't read it down there, just come up with their own ideas and use their annotation tool and fill that in. But really what you're going to do, you'll do it as a group and fill these in. So you can even tell them, don't look at your workbook, and then they can fill it in later. But you want their authentic ideas of what's the purpose of desktop publishing compared to presentations, which is to share a speech, to share that. That's what you do with presentations. It's you stand up in front of a group and you tell them about it. Well, that's not what happens with desktop publishing. And if you're giving a speech to a group and you want something to back you up, it's probably not going to be desktop publishing. So that's the type of thinking you want them to go through. So take some time to do that, and then here's the filled in one, and then remind them of desktop publishing they've done in the past. Then they're going to do one of these three. They have done all of these in the past. So if you only give them 10 or 15 minutes for this, that's going to be plenty of time because they know how to do it. So first, a flyer. So they're going to find the template. They're going to fill in the information about the event. They're going to take a screenshot and publish, share, print, whatever goes for you guys. And here's a kind of a walkthrough with the steps, 4 steps. It's very simple. They've done this since at least 2nd grade. Okay, so when they're done with this project, but really any of the projects, they have a timeline coming up. So if they get done early and they have time, they can start filling this in. It's going to be 10 years of their life and what world event occurred while they were doing this event. So they'll go, okay, I was 2 years old in 2007. My dog got cancer. And at the same time, Barry Bonds passed Hank Aaron as all-time American home run hitter. This event has to be a big deal, as does this event. Your event can't be I entered preschool or I met a new friend. It has to be something significant. So they can start with this, do it on a Google spreadsheet, Google, or even a Google Docs, but something that they can take home, and then their parents can help them with this because the parents will have a better memory of events in their life. They're 9 years old, maybe 10, so you're going to want 9 events, whatever, one for each year of their life, or whatever you decide. And then these events. And here's one link to events year by year. There, you might find others that you want to share. Okay, this can be done at the end of any project, but it's stuck here at the end of the first one, so you know where it is. Okay, the second project is cover pages. So they have a project they're doing in class. They're simply making a cover page for it, like one of these. That's all they're doing. So the cover page has the project, the student name, the teacher name, the date, whatever you put on there. So you're going to have to tell them that, and they're just going to fill it in. Once again, very fast. You're talking about 4 pieces of information and a nice picture. That's a public domain picture that they have the permission to use. So you will want to review that with students. What internet images can they use? And then take a screenshot, publish, share, print, whatever you do in your classroom. Or if you have the project already, they could open up that project, maybe create it in Google Docs, copy this image and paste it on the first page of that project. Okay, the third one is greeting cards. Once again, they have made these since kindergarten. They were the way your students learned to use mouse skills and pre-keyboarding, pre-word processing. They did that with, and using their technology skills. They did that with greeting cards. So this is simply a fun way for them to tie into the holiday. Here's some examples of what they've done. Here's some greeting cards they could use, templates that are foldable. And this could be in Word, it could be in Publisher, it could be in OpenOffice. There's a lot of options. There's the online tool too. There's a lot of those like Avery here. So once they've created it, they're 4th grade now, so they can really edit all 4 of these pages in the card without a problem. So once they've done that, they can take a screenshot, they can print it, they can then fold it like this. This tells you how to fold it. And here's some directions for the card, and these you want to follow their Common Core or whatever your writing standards are in your school. Call out a few of those for the students so they use them in writing their card, the text that goes with the card. Use those. You want them thinking about that when they're doing any sort of writing, and you can assess them based on that. So then that's really about it. If they get, so yeah, this is the same thing. They can work on My Life events. Remember, there's a student in the class that is adding events to the class calendar. So they want to add the My Life events are due whenever they're due, when you say they're due. They want to add when homework is due. They want to add when evidence board is up. And there we go. If they get done early and all done with that, which isn't likely, but here's some holiday themed websites they can go to. I think that's it, guys. I don't think there's anything else in the student manual. Oh, this is an example. This is actually pretty useful in their student workbook. So they can see what this is going to look like. These need to be very brief. And they're going to be this year. I was doing this while the world was doing this. I was doing this while the world was doing this. And you can see how they tie in together. There'll be a picture in the background. We'll go into this in a lot more detail, but that's a nice visual for them of what it's going to look like. And I think that's about it. All right. Good. All right. Have a great week. Let me know if you have questions. Talk to you in a week. Bye.